Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Ashley Limbers, and I'm the Marketing Coordinator at Total Computer Solutions. Total Computer Solutions is a full-service provider of IT support and services, including network security, cloud computing, network administration, and managed backup services in Central North Carolina. Today, we are hosting Improving Organizational Communication with Teams, presented by William Ridgway. Now, without further ado, we will turn the time over to William. Our presenter today has his associate's degree in information systems and has been in the IT industry for 8 years. William has multiple Microsoft certifications, including MCSA in Windows Desktop Operating Systems, MCSE in Windows Server Infrastructure, CCNA in Routing and Switching, as well as a StorageCraft certified engineer.
Thank you for the introduction, Ashley. It's great to be speaking with all of you about getting started with Microsoft Teams. The three key takeaways for this webinar is understanding how Teams fits into your business, learn the basics of Teams chat, meetings, and calls, and understanding what a team is inside of Teams. Some frequently asked questions we get quite often is, what is Microsoft Teams? What is a team? What is a channel within a team? What are Teams meetings, and how do I schedule a meeting with Teams? Is there a phone call in option for meetings? How can I share my screen with others? We'll be going through all of these questions in this webinar. And so let's get started. So first off, what is Teams? Microsoft Teams is a communication tool for meetings, files, calls, and notes. It's a platform for collaboration where groups of people can work together. Teams chat interface has been compared to Facebook or Google Hangouts. Security-wise, Microsoft Teams ticks all the HIPAA compliance boxes. And if you're not sure if you have Teams or can get Teams, please contact your IT provider or IT department, and they can help you out as far as if you need licensing within 365 or anything of that nature. What ways can I access Teams? Teams has Apple and Android apps that you can download, and we use them in our office, and they're very, very handy and they work very well. So you can, an iPad, an iPhone, an Android phone, anything, any mobile device, it will go on, and it works so far flawlessly for TCS. It also has Windows and Mac computer. It has an app for Windows and Mac computers, and that will probably be your primary use of it. And it also has a web browser version. If you're on a family computer or a personal computer that you don't have Teams on or can't get Teams for some reason, you can go to teams.office.com, and the web browser version is almost identical to the app. It's got almost every feature that the app does and works very well. Utilizing private chat in Teams. You can, so this is kind of, if you used Skype for Business in the past, this is pretty similar to that. It's just a different format. You can add one person to a chat, or you can make it a kind of a group chat type thing if you need to bring in a third person to answer a question or something like that. Private chats aren't seen by anybody else. They're totally private, and you can share files and anything. So I'm going to switch over to my demo version of Teams and show you guys what it looks like. So here, this is Teams. I actually have it in dark mode. You can change it to light mode or dark mode. It just looks different. So here I've messaged Angie, who is our dispatcher, and I will show you guys how to create a new chat. So if you want to create a new chat with somebody, you would just type in their name, and it will pull straight from the Microsoft 365 address book, and you can search for whoever you'd like. So in this case, I'm going to search for Angie. She's popped up already here. So if I send her a message, just like that. And right here, the checkbox means that it has been sent. And if she sees it, it will turn to this I where it will say it will tell us that she has seen it. And she will reply. See right here, it just changed to an I. And so she has seen it, she's typing. And there we go. So that's how that works. It's pretty simple. If you've used Skype for Business, you know that's pretty much it there. You can stylize the font. You can put bullet points, quote, highlight certain things, strike out. I mean, there's anything you can do in like Microsoft Word. You can do. You can insert a table. You can play with this some as you go. You can attach a file from OneDrive or upload from your computer. You can insert an emoji or a GIF or a sticker. This is how you would schedule a meeting. If I wanted to schedule a meeting with Angie, you could do it from here, but we'll touch on that a little bit later in the webinar. So also, while we're here, we're going to touch on how to share your screen. So up here in this top right corner, you'll see screen sharing. You'll see these 3 buttons. The right one is screen sharing. If I was to click that and she accepted, I would be sharing my screen with her instantly. That is great for if you have a document that you just need her to take a look at, or is there something on the screen that she needs to look at. That's very instant and it works very well. Also, if you wanted to make a voice call or a video call, if you needed to have just a quick call with her, you could do that straight from Teams. You don't have to exit. Right here is where you would add people to the conversation. If me and Angie were talking about something and we needed a third party come in, another analyst like myself to come in and chime in on the conversation, we would add them to this conversation and they could help us answer whatever question we needed. We can add files. There's all kinds of things we can do. That's kind of outside the scope of this webinar. We may make another one to cover all of that. Let's get back to the PowerPoint here. So yeah, so the existing conversations are to the left here, as you've seen. You can create a private conversation with that button or just search like we showed you there, and this is where everybody would show up. And again, this is all private. Nobody else will see this in your organization. What is a team within Teams? A team is essentially a group of or collection of people, content, and tools that all work together. So like an HR department or a marketing department, they typically have their own groups where they can share files or have a meeting or just talk about it, or have a question that they just need to send out to the marketing department. You can do that with the groups. There are 2 types of teams. There's a private team where only invited users can join and it doesn't show up if you search for Teams, a team within Teams. And there's a public team where anybody can join. And it's up to 5,000 members, but I highly doubt most companies will hit that. So let me show, I'm gonna jump back over to my Teams and show you guys how to create a team. All right, so disclaimer, you may, if you come here, if you're in Teams and you wanna create a team and you go here and create team and it doesn't let you, you may wanna get with your IT provider or IT department as they may have it restricted on the back end. So just get with them and they can help you out from there. But I'm gonna show you guys how to create a team and see how it looks. So we'll build a team from scratch. You can also create a team from a 365 group. Like if you already have a HR group, you could create the team based off of that group. but we'll go ahead and create a new team. And this is where I was talking about private or public. Private being they need permission to join, they'll need an invite or a code or something like that. And public, anybody in the organization can join. It's open to whoever. So for this demonstration, we're going to do private. So we're going to do test for webinar, and the description, you put whatever you'd like in there, and then create. It'll create the team and it'll be done. Yep. So it's already done. So here it's allowing you to add members to the group, to the team. And if you'd like to go ahead and add members, you can, or you can do it later. So for now, I'm just going to hit skip. So this is what a team will look like. And it's similar to the chat. It's just going to be, it's going to reach more people. It's going to be, for all intents and purposes, public, if it's a public group. So right here is where you will get the options for teams, for your team that you created. You can hide it, which will hide it from the left-hand side here. You can manage, if you're the team owner, you can manage the team. If you're just a member of a team, you won't have this option. We're not going to go into that right now. Add channel. We're gonna touch on that here in just a bit. Add member. It's going to bring up the same screen as it did before. You can add your members that you want to your team. Leave the team if you're a team member and you want to, and you're done with that team. You've contributed what you need to contribute, or you've left the team, or whatever the case may be. You can leave the team and you won't get notifications. You won't be able to see the information or anything like that anymore. Edit the team. So this is where you can edit the team name, edit the description, or you can make it public, or you can make it private. You can kind of switch between the two. So that's really up to you. Just know that's an option. If you accidentally make it public, you can change it. So get linked to team and manage tags. We're not going to talk about in this webinar. That's a little above what this webinar is trying to achieve. So we're gonna skip over those. And delete the team. If you've created a team on accident, or if the team was for a project, then and the project's over, you may want to, delete the team and the information stored somewhere else. You can just hit delete and it'll delete the whole team, and you're okay from there. So let's get back to this. So move on. So what is a channel within a team? Channels are dedicated sections within a team to help keep conversations organized by specific topics, projects, disciplines, whatever works for your team. So I'm going to show you guys kind of what we do here about a channel. So the general, you'll see general down here. That's the default channel that Microsoft Teams will create when you create a new team. And you can't delete it. So let's go here. We're going to add a channel from here. And then we're going to call this, I'm going to call this announcements. Announcements. This is for everyone. All right. So here, privacy, you can make it standard where everybody in the team sees it. It's a normal channel, kind of like the general channel. It's open to everybody. There's also a private channel where if you only want certain members of a team to be able to see this channel and the files and the conversation in this channel, you can restrict it. And you still want them on the team, you just need this channel to be restricted. You can do that. So we're just going to make this one standard for now. So we're going to automatically show this channel in everyone's channel list, which I'll show you here, adding the channel. So yeah, so here's your channel list is what that was referring to. So here, I know at TCS we have an announcements channel there, and if an announcement gets put out on the channel, everybody gets a notification. So that's how that's used. And you can create multiple ones. You can drag and drop how you want them sorted. And as far as channel options go, it's all pretty much the same. Channel notifications, you can turn these on. Like if a new post comes up, you can make it show in the banner or in the feed. So the banner would be down here. It would show, like if you get a new email, it shows up down here. It's very similar. It shows a purple box and it'll show, you know, new post in the announcements. And the feed, I'll show you the feed here in just a second. So we'll make that and save. So the feed's up here, the activity feed. It'll show you all the changes that have been made on Teams or the announcements, or if you've been mentioned or anything like that. That's kind of like a wall on Facebook sort of type thing. So let's go back to Teams. There we go. Not sure what that was about. So, so channel notifications, you can pin this channel if you'd like, and it shows up at the top. I'm going to unpin that for now. Manage channel, unless you created the channel, you won't have that. Get email address. This is an interesting feature that I've kind of stumbled upon. So if you copy this whole thing into your Outlook and email it, the email will show up in the channel. So you don't actually, if say you're somewhere and you just have access to email and you need to email this channel and you happen to have that email address already in there, you can just shoot a quick email and it will show up in Teams in this channel. It's a very neat feature. So get link to channel. We're not going to go over that in this. Edit this channel is just the name and the description, nothing too crazy there. Connectors we're not going to get into in this webinar as well. And delete this channel. If you're done with the channel, you can kind of get out of that. So that's it for channels. Let's go back here. So how to schedule a Teams meeting. So there's two ways to do this. And one is through Microsoft Teams. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So let's go back to Teams. We're going to go to Calendar. So when you go to Calendar over here on the left, it will sync with your Outlook calendar. You should see everything on the Outlook calendar. They both sync, and that's super nice because you don't have to leave Teams if you don't need to. If you schedule a new meeting, you can hit this button or schedule meeting. Live event, we're not going to talk about in this webinar either. So new meeting, test for webinar. And I'm going to add, in this case, I'm going to add Angie. You can make this go straight into a channel if you'd like, or if you don't put anything there, it won't go into a channel. It'll just shoot an email to Angie saying you have a meeting and ask if you want to RSVP. It's just like a meeting request. Add location if you have a room or something you want to put that meeting in. You can do that, and date and stuff. So I'm going to send that just to show you guys. So it's right here. So when I click on it, you'll see it shows everything. You can hit join right here. Just join it straight from this. There's nothing else to do. And the recipient can do the same thing if they have Teams, or if they're in Outlook, they can hit the join Teams meeting button. That's a link, and that will open Teams and take them straight to the meeting. So that's super easy and very convenient. And that's it there. There's also a join button is here as well. That way you don't even have to go into this. You can just hit join straight from the calendar. So the next one is through Outlook. Outlook's even easier. You can go into Outlook, go to the calendar tab like you normally would to create a meeting. And instead of going to new meeting, which is here, you'll just go to new Teams meeting. So when you click new Teams meeting, it'll bring up the calendar invite as normal. It will just have that link that I showed before right It just adds this to the meeting request. And if you want to convert a meeting that you've already scheduled to a Teams meeting, all you have to do is open that meeting within Outlook, and it'll say Teams meeting at the top. I believe it just says Teams meeting, and you can click that and it'll add it to the existing meeting, and you don't have to reschedule. You don't have to do anything. You just hit send update, and it will send the update with the link, and you're all set. So that's super easy, super convenient. If you don't have this new Teams meeting button available, just close, and you have Teams set up and everything set up correctly. Just close Teams, close Outlook, and bring it all back up, and it should show up. So I know I've had a couple of clients have this issue, and we just closed Teams, closed Outlook, opened it back up, and it was fine. So it just needs to sync up. Auto conferencing for Teams meetings. While normal Teams meetings are free and very easy to use, which is what we just went over, some users may want the option for their clients to call into a meeting via a phone number instead. If the client doesn't have Teams, isn't interested in downloading Teams to join the meeting, and you'd rather have a phone number to join the meeting, similar to Zoom or other audio conferencing programs, we can set that up. This requires additional licensing and cost to set up. If you'd like more information on this, please feel free to contact us. We can help get everything set up for you. And on the right here is what the invite will look like when you have a invite with audio conferencing enabled. You can have a toll number, or you can have a toll-free number, or both. And they'll call in, put in the conference ID, which is blanked out of there as well, and they'll be in. It works very well. And let's see. All right. So if you have any questions, please contact us and we can answer anything you got. And I appreciate everybody coming out and listening. And you guys have a great day.